Can you hear me? Thank you for celebrating the African community. We really appreciate you. I want to introduce someone again. Hear me? All right, let's give my sister, Ama, your attention, but let me introduce her to you because she is a phenomenal force. Ama is a former prosecutor. She worked for 22 years for New York City and spent her career fighting on behalf of children and families to ensure that they get the justice that they deserve. She founded Crimes Against Children Bureau, the first in the state, and successfully prosecuted some of the nation's most high-profile cases of child abuse, including the Nix Mary Brown that resulted in much-needed reform in New York City's child welfare system. Amma most recently served as a special counsel and chief compliance to the then Borough President Adam, and continues to serve Mayor Adams as his special counsel. And give her some more love. All right, Amma, it's all yours.
Thank you, sister. Good evening, everybody. And welcome to Gracie Mention, to our 110th mayor, his second African Heritage event. Let me tell you a little bit about me. You see, I am African. My father was from Ghana, West Africa, outside of Kumasi. Now, we all know one thing for sure. Jollof rice is Ghana. They can talk about jollof in Nigeria. They can talk about jollof anywhere else, the Senegalese. But in Ghana, the home of the jollof rice. So anyway, I've been honored and I've been blessed because my father was in fact an immigrant back in 1957, at the time when Ghana gained its independence. My father came to this country, never been on an airplane. He flew over the seas with one suitcase and he built an empire. He was able to do for his family. We brought our family from Ghana. He met my mother, who was an American, a Native American, an Indian. And you know what? They had me. It was his practice of medicine in the urban streets of Baltimore, bringing care to people who didn't have it, just like in the village. And you know what? It was because of the power of the diaspora we are all here. So I want to take this opportunity for everyone to always remember. You see, in our continent, we left as kings and queens, lost our crowns along the way when we were enslaved when we came into this country. But through time and change, and the fact that you've got a mayor who's Eric Adams tells us the power of the diaspora. So I tell my brothers and sisters, all from the continent of Africa, it's time to pick up your crowns. We've got work to do. We've got work to do in Africa. We've got work to do in America. We have work to do in New York City. And we always must remember the importance of the immigrants. It is based on immigrants and each and every one of us who've come to this country, the success of this country. And lastly, in every single one of your bodies, there's a DNA cell. It is about the cultural richness of where you come from, where we come from, where it all started, our continent. Ladies and gentlemen, I humbly introduce, and he will take the stage shortly, none other than my friend and our mayor, the 110th mayor of the city of New York, Eric Adams.
Yes, who's ready for the mayor? All right, well, you just have to hear me out just a little bit and then I'll bring him up, okay? So you've heard me speak, but I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. Again, I am from the Republic of Guinea. I came to New York City when I was 13. All the Guineans in the house? Yeah? Good. And I've been working with the mayor, with the administration, to promote the African community. And I just want to thank every single person that texts me from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. to tell me what's going on with the community. I want to thank everyone that is always inviting me to events to speak about the mayor's commitment to the African community. I want to make something clear for you. Mayor Eric Adams is dedicated to our community. He believes in our community, and he wants to help our community. So what we have to do is we have to stand by the mayor, we have to pray for the mayor, and we have to build with the mayor. I came as an African, an undocumented African, and today I stand as an American citizen and as someone that gets to represent New York City to the world. Thank you. This means that your dreams, yes, my brothers and sisters, your dreams can come true in New York City, and it could come true in this administration. So what we want you to do, my sister Ama and I, is we want you to help us in welcoming the greatest mayor in the history of New York City, in the history of the US and the world, Mayor.
How are you Africans? I just want to, first of all, thank my sister Sata and my long-term friend Ama Jamal, these two African queens. We got to pause for one moment because I want to give one of our honorees who must go to his opening, real good brother, doing some good things, brother Marcus Samuelson. Come on up, Marcus, so we can give you... Marcus is opening a restaurant. He has been doing some amazing things in the spirit of the African Diaspora. And I just want to give him this proclamation so he can go on to open his establishment tonight. Wonderful opportunity to deepen their understanding of African culture and stand in solidarity with our African sisters and brothers. Together, we look forward to the many ways in which African New Yorkers will continue to make a positive difference as we take bold steps to get stuff done and forge a brighter, safer future. Eric Adams, Mayor of the City of New York, to my good brother Marcus Samuelson. As I walked among you, I felt the energy of the ancestors. All of our energy coming together from all the parts of Africa, from North Africa, Morocco, going down to Nigeria, to Senegal, to the Ivory Coast, to Ghana, to South Africa, going all the way up into Egypt, all over the continent. I have been there, and I know the power of the continent of Africa. And I also know what this moment represents. Because if you look at the historical analysis that many, many, many years ago, we were ripped from the bosom of Africa. And we came here in the hulls of slave ships, engulfed in slavery. But when I went back to Ghana, I went back with the mayoralty of the most powerful country and most powerful city on the globe. You cannot accomplish that task without the ancestors looking down on you and lifting you up and covering you and protecting you. And so I say to you, who's under this tent, I say to my cousins and my uncles and my aunties and my brothers and my sisters, we are finally united together. Up, you African people, you can be what you will. This is our moment to reunite the continent of Africa. This is our moment to no longer allow the natural resources of Africa to be exploited by those who are not from the continent of Africa. We need to be in control of our cocoa, of our diamonds, of our gold, of our coffee, of all the natural resources that Africa has to possess. We need to be the leaders in technology. We need to be the leader in medicine and water purification. We should not be fleeing the continent. We should be lifting up the continent and showing the strength of the African continent. We must use this moment and opportunity. As your mayor, I am going to continue to bring together the power of the African diaspora. We raised the African Union flag for the first time at Bowling Green to show how we are unified together. And when you look at the large number of Africans who are here, we must leave here tonight knowing each other. If you're from Nigeria, reach out to your brother from the Ivory Coast. If you're from the Ivory Coast, reach out to your brother from South Africa. If you're from South Africa, reach out to your brother from Ghana and Senegal. We must know each other because there may be many countries on the continent. There's still only one Africa. It's only one Africa. The cradle of civilization, the cradle of mankind, the cradle of technology, the cradle of first school system, the cradle of understanding and knowledge and wisdom. It is time for us to regain our rightful place on the throne of knowledge, independence, and strength and viability. That's what this moment represents. And so I thank you for what you have done and what you will do. Let's continue to lift up ourselves together during these times. You are what makes us great, and we know the alliances that we are forging will last a lifetime. Let's continue to build and use this moment as the first celebration in Gracie Mention of the African Diaspora. We are saying this may be the first, but it will not be the last. We will do it as long as I'm the mayor of the city of New York. You will be here to celebrate the African Diaspora. We want to honor some of the great people here.
So we're here at an African Heritage reception organized by the mayor of New York City. And we're here with my man,
J-Zee. I'm the president of Nigerians in the Diaspora in New York State. Also an entrepreneur, gallery owner, the first black gallery owner on Staten Island, restaurateur, etc., etc.
That's right. That's right. He's the guy to go to, like, really renowned entrepreneur. But I have one question for you, man. What inspired you, out of all places in the world, you find yourself in America? What inspired you to move to America?
Well, I was born in America, but I did some growing up and living and schooling in Nigeria. But what it is about America is that it's the place where if you can make it in America, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere else around the world. It's filled with opportunities. If you are assertive, if you are a hustler, if you're a go-getter, there's nowhere you can't make it. This is where the American dreams get made, and that's why I'm here.
That's right. You heard it all, you know. New York is the place to make it. You know, they say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
That's right.
And he is a representation of the American dream. So be on the lookout. Stay tuned for more from him so you can hear his story.
And Sister Sada will bring them up, some of the great Africans, as we give them their due now. We want to bring up Secretary General Amina Mohammed.
Thank you so much. Hello, New York. Africa in the room. Niger in the room. I didn't hear you, Niger in the room. Thank you so very much, Mayor Adams, for this honor, and I'm truly humbled to have received it from my brothers and my sisters. But much more importantly, we need to be really, really, really proud of having an African in this house. So thank you. At the United Nations, Africa is front and center, and I can say that because as the #2 of the United Nations, the highest African woman for civil servants in the world. So be proud of that office that we hold. Use it. The UN is yours. Africa is at the center. Africa has a new narrative. It is not following the narrative of those who came before us. We are crafting our way, our path. We are setting our own narrative. So be with us this week in the UN at the Global African Business Initiative. Be with us as Africans that stand tall and chart the way for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Here's the mayor once more.
So we had a terrible natural disaster in Morocco and Libya. So we're going to just take a moment of silence and let our positive energy go out to Morocco and Libya. If you're standing next to someone that's talking, ask them, just give us a moment of silence. A moment of silence, brother. Shh. Moment of silence for Morocco and Libya.
Jerry is very popular in the community.
Thank you so much for having me today, being at the Gracie Mention. You know, we always come here, and this is African immigrant reception. Let me get the record straight. September is African Immigrant Month. It's not official,
It is not official. You have 36 states celebrating this occasion, and I am African immigrant, so this occasion means a lot to us. You know, this is one of the signature events of the mayor, being a first, second black African descent to be the mayor by receiving us and having all this reception from us is phenomenal. And as he said, like, you know, greet a brother from Kenya, meet a sister from Uganda, meet a brother from Nigeria, and let's celebrate the unity of Africa. So all that we are talking today, the African voice, but you know, we come together here, we see what is going on in the room, they give us a silence in honor of those that we lost. You know, we are all from West Africa. West Africa is not at peace. You know what is going on. So it's time, the diaspora, especially the African immigrants, to raise our voice and to fight against all those things that are going on in West Africa. Coming together, you know, is phenomenal. Like the energy, the African energy that we need to move forward, you know, and diaspora have something significant to do to change the narrative in Africa. So I'm glad to be here, and that you, the young professionals, the great work that you are doing for the community. So thank you for having me.
There you go. You heard it all from him.
Thank you so much. Love you.